All right, everybody, it's a Tuesday edition of the Schmolke Investment Team LSU football practice report, and I think it was a lively day, a lot of action. Again, a lot of coaches venting some frustrations at times, but there was some good and some bad. Red zone still, I guess you would say it's still a work in progress. Mike Scarborough here of TigerBait's.com, of course. My sidekick, Buddy Saunders. Welcome in, buddy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to Mr. GQ, Mike Scarborough. Always enjoy doing the reports with him. And, folks, let's give you a little bit of a taste of reality today. I want to make sure everybody understands yesterday, Mike, I said they're not ready. Nobody in the country's ready. You've got 18 days before you kick it off, and so don't freak out. But we're going back to the same old thing, and I've got some good news, some bad news, and some ugly news. And so we'll start with the good news. Cohen Eccles is getting a look-see at right guard and left guard. Now, we know DJ Chester is at left guard and Josh Thompson at right guard, but those two, along with Cohen Eccles and Paul Mubinga, are going to be a big, important part of this offense because, as we see with Bernard Gooden and all those other guys, when you get pressure inside, it forces Nuss to roll out and escape the pressure and then sometimes throw up the back foot. But look, Cohen Eccles, the big redshirt freshman from Texas, 78. He got a look-see today. Xavier Thomas, once again, we've been sleeping on him. We've been talking about all the wide receivers. Xavier Thomas had a fantastic camp. Chris Helton had a fantastic
Xavier Thomas,
camp.
a nice pass reception in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, and somebody on the media said, it was crazy, if this is a touchdown, they're going to beat Clemson.
That was you.
Oh, well, and guess what? It was a hell of a catch. I'd love to see that come to fruition. But we have a lot of fun out here, and we don't want to alarm you, but there still is a lot of hard grunt work, culminating with the scrimmage on Saturday. Mike, after that, and we're hoping that we have availability next week, then you'll start to see legitimate depth chart and talk about who's in the ones and who's in the twos. They're still evaluating, and still a lot of jobs up for grabs here, but hope everybody doing well. We only got to see the second hour of practice. We were only in here from 10:45 to about 11:45. They've been out here 2 hours, and as you could tell, Mike, there were some drops, there were some penalties, and there were some sacks and fumbled, and we'll get into more. But I'll turn it over to my sidekick.
Yeah, for all of you, please hit the like button if you're enjoying this practice report. And for all you 8th graders out there, Garrett Nussmeier had more pretty balls today. And, of course, that means he was passing the ball very well. Hit Aaron Anderson, Trey Green, and others today. Red zone needs a little bit of work. Jawan Johnson had a snap go over his head. He tried to pounce on it. Mansur Delane picked it up, and the whole defense ran it back for a touchdown. Doing some unique things. You had Kyle Parker and Caleb Jackson lined up behind the quarterback, and then both of them, they went empty, and they went and moved into the slot, and then that's when they hit Xavier Thomas in the back of the end zone. So still, when it's ones-on-ones, a little skeptical of the run game. But look, they sent us out a little early, and I think they might have done a little bit more work today, but Caden Durham had a drop right over the middle, an easy one right when we got out there.
And got his butt chewed by Frank.
Frank Wilson said that was a effing touchdown. And so, look, it is what it is. Joe Sloan, not happy with Van Buren's decision on a ball today. They were running kind of a 7-on-7 and basically up to the quarterbacks to pick the right receiver or running back or check down. And Joe Sloan got after Van Buren on one of those. He didn't like his decision-making. Colin Hurley threw some nice balls today. So there you go.
Thought Hurley definitely threw the ball better than Michael Van Buren. The problem with MVB, Michael Van Buren, is that he hasn't been decisive in his reads. You go progression 1, 2, 3, then you tuck it and run. He can run, but still got to work there. Hey, want to give a shout out to Ahmad Bro and Dominic McKinley. We've been lighting up everybody with Gooden and Jacoby and Gilry and all of that. When we talked to Coach Baker, you're going to see 4 D tackles play. You're going to see 4 edge rushers play. And Devon Keys is going to be on the field in the nickel. P.J. Woodland is going to be on the field on the nickel. He had another great day. But I got to warn you, you're going to see 11 and there's going to be pass interference.
He had one today.
He's had
on Barry and Brown.
And he's got to. Being smaller, he's got to have that. And once again, just like an offensive lineman, he's got to grab that jersey and then let go of it, because anybody that knows and plays football, when you're guarding a receiver, you look at his eyes. His eyes are coming in, and then you look at his hands. You see his eyes and hands doing this. The football's coming that way, and you need to protect your position. Of course, as we know, P.J. Woodling going to play a lot. By the way, other corner, Mansour Delane, after that bad snap, and we'll get into snaps in a little bit. I guess Caleb Jackson fumbled it, a big scramble, and then Mansour Delane scoop and score. So defense still looking good, but I thought that Trey Green, once again, getting a lot of work as a big wide receiver. And folks, I'm just going to give you the skinny and the reality of it. Joe Sloan, BK, all the offensive brain trusts, they're going to have to play calls that's going to give this offensive line a little help. And what am I saying? They're probably going to have to throw the football to set up the run this year, Mike.
Yep. All right, everybody. Of course, brought to you by the Schmolke Investment Team. You're tired of watching your money sit idle. It's time to get off your couch or your assets and start investing. Every moment you wait could be a missed opportunity to manage your wealth. That's why you need to reach out to the Schmolke Investment Team. Don't procrastinate, and don't let fear hold you back. Take action now and help safeguard your financial future. Give them a call at 318-448-3201 or visit www.schmolketeam.com or stop by their office at 128 Versailles Boulevard in Alexandria for a free initial consultation. Your future is in your hands. Let's make it happen. Security and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA/SIPC. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. I talked to Bart yesterday, and his show Tiger Talk, KZMZ in Alexandria, starts Monday. And, of course, that's from 4 to 6. I'm typically on at about 5:40, 5:45 to 6 every Monday. And that's a great show for all you LSU fans in central Louisiana. I know that signal can be heard all the way down to Lafayette and all the way up to Shreveport. So be sure to tune in for that one. They always have great guests.
Hey, that was a little scare for me personally. TaMarcus Cooley, who is really coming on right now, folks. If they play the game Saturday night, I think TaMarcus Cooley 0 and A.J. Halsey 13 would be your starting safeties. But he did get dinged, limped off, was back in there for 5 to 10 minutes later. That's a good thing. Jakeem Jackson still on the bike. Solomon Thomas still around in the scooter. He's not going to be ready until sometime late September or whatever. We don't know exactly his availability. But for the most part, LSU staying relatively healthy. And I got to tell you, man, the DBs are coming up. They are not giving up. You know, we talked about it the last couple of years. You're not going to see, of course, you're going to see some of these things in the game, but you're going to see better defending. You're going to see more physicality, and you're going to see guys that can run. But I was glad to see Ahmad Bro and Dominic McKinley and Jacoby and Gilroy. And, of course, we know Gooden. We know what he's got to the table. Aaron Anderson had some big plays today. Chris Hilton still hadn't dropped the ball. Everybody knows that, they are loaded at wide receiver, but I really think Joe Sloan and BK, and if you put the tape in with USC last year, they did this, Mike. They got rid of it quickly. They threw on the outside. They threw the bubble. They do have more play calls with the screens and variations. But if you just line up, I'll just ask you, 4th and 1 at the Clemson 3, you hand the ball off. There better be some deception. If you just hand it up and straight smash mouth, I don't know if they're going to get it. And they've got to call plays accordingly. Fake it and then dump it to Trey Green, Bauer, Sharp, whoever in the flat for the touchdown. But look, it's still a long way to go.
They're doing a lot with Xavion Thomas in the running game.
Yeah.
And so you want to talk about deception? 0 is going to be a big factor there. I'm going to ask you, based on what we've seen the last several practices, and as closer we get to the start of the season, they're getting a lot more buckled down and starting to get an idea who their guys are. Caleb Jackson or Harlan Berry? Who's your definite number 2 right now?
I think it depends on down and distance and field position. Harlan Berry looked good today in this little time I watched.
I've seen a lot more Caleb Jackson. I think it's definitely Caleb Jackson. Yeah. But like you said, Harlan Berry
he'll come
is very much involved. Yeah. I just question again, and I've said this on multiple shows, how much does Harlan Berry involved as a true freshman on the road at Clemson in game one? I think he's going to be a big factor all season long, but you know how coaches are with freshmen in big environments and big games. Do you want to, something negative to happen there, or put yourself in a position for something negative to happen there? And I'm not saying anything negative would happen with Harlan Berry. I just know how risk adverse a lot of LSU coaches have been over the years with true freshmen in that type of environment.
Well, and look, LSU's going to be appreciably better in week 3 than they are in week 1. It's almost a shame they've got such a tough opener. By the way, in case you missed it, AP came out, Clemson 4, LSU still at 9. BK's record on the road, whether it be Notre Dame or LSU, on the road at a top 5 team is not very good. And so, as we can tell, a lot more screaming, a lot more hollering. Back to special teams, I want to give you this little tidbit. Yesterday, they were having Badger Hargett hold. Today, Grant Chadwick back holding. Grant Chadwick and Aaron Burrell, I think, are in the battle for the punting job. Probably going to have Aaron Burrell on the pooch punter. Of course, we know he'll kick the 50-yarders, but we talk about the receivers. We talk about Nuss. He looks like he had never even broke a fingernail. He looks good, but once again, you've got to stymie that inside pressure. And these 4 guys, DJ Chester, Josh Thompson, Cohen Eccles, and Paul Mubinga, those 4 are going to have a lot of pressure because, once again, Blake Baker was talking about it with what Gooden's doing. If you have pressure up inside, you better get rid of it quickly. And that's where the jailbreak and the bubble and all that other stuff can help you with play calling.
Absolutely. All right, y'all guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Player interviews are today. We'll have that all up on TigerBait. Again, please go over to TigerBait.com. We want to have you as a premium member. I sent out another newsletter yesterday afternoon. And so you get our premium content, our recruiting information, drop some information on Elijah Haven on the message board yesterday. Of course, we mentioned him in our report yesterday. We've got a lot going on at TigerBait.com. Choose the annual package. I think you'll be happy with us. You're going to get our newsletters, text alerts for breaking news, and all our premium content. And we've got a lot more coverage coming your way on TigerBait.com.
Tomorrow night, don't forget 6 to 7, LSU Tigers on TigerBait. We think there's availability on Friday. If we have that availability, we'll be out there once again giving you the skinny and the scoop. And we thank the good Lord up top. Not bad at all today. I don't know what the temperatures were, but we got about an hour to see, and it was not a sweat fest with everybody, but anxiously anticipating big scrimmage on Saturday. That's when you're going to start to see the starters in the two deep. They'll separate themselves. A lot of guys. Oh, by the way, DJ Pickett, another good practice. And so we talked about the personnel. Everybody chill out on a Tuesday. We'll talk with you tomorrow night on the show.
Yeah, real quick. Go to either the Apple Store or the Google Store and download the Pelican Sports app. You can listen to Buddy 1 to 3 Monday through Friday, and he's got a great guest this afternoon if you do that. He's got former LSU head football coach Mike Archer. I think that's going to be an interesting interview that you got today.
That's the guy I started with many, many years ago.
Got a lot of great interviews every day on Buddy's show. So, all right, we'll see you on the other side with a lot more right here on this same channel. You have a good one, everybody.